Ok, donc bonjour, bienvenue, bienvenue. Bienvenue au Français 2. Bienvenue, welcome, bienvenue. I'm really glad y'all are here, and I'm so excited to start this quarter with y'all. I hope your morning class went well if you had one. Donc, bienvenue au Français 2. Dans ce cours, nous allons apprendre comment se décrire et décrire des autres, parler des vêtements et de la mode, décrire une maison ou un appartement, discuter les repas et la cuisine. So in French 2 this year, we'll build on what you learned in French 1. I'll refresh your memory a little bit because it's been a long summer and it's been a long quarter without French. So there will be a little bit of refreshers. But we'll learn to describe ourselves and describe other folks. We'll learn how to talk about clothing and style and fashion. And then for semester 2, we'll go into starting how to describe a house or an apartment. We've all spent a lot of time at home recently, so you've probably gotten very familiar with your home, with your bedroom, with your area around you. So we'll be describing those, and then also talking about meals and cooking and food. Ok, donc comment faire? Donc pour ce cours, Canvas nous servira de siège. Là, vous trouverez les devoirs, l'agenda du jour, les séances enregistrées, les liens Zoom, les messages, les notes, etc., etc. Okay, so Canvas is really going to be our home base. Okay, that's really where everything's going to happen for French 2. So I really want to encourage you all to stay active on Canvas. So this is kind of what it'll look like for you, more or less, right? I'm on my laptop. You're probably on an iPad, so it'll look a little bit different, right? But you've got home, so all this, about your teacher. If you want to learn more about me, you can go there. And then modules we'll be using quite a bit. If you go to the calendar, that's a really, really big tool to know how to use. All right, so if you click on our class right here, you'll have the agenda down here. Let's see, maybe I'll click on this one just so you can see it better. Monsieur R se présente, bonjour, ça va, comment t'appelles-tu pour demain, right? So a very simple agenda, kind of basically what we're going to do in class. I'll have links to assignments if there are assignments, and then I'll always have the link to the Zoom right here. So you can always just go to the calendar and click on this for the link to the Zoom. Yeah, bienvenue. So it'll likely change a little bit throughout the week where, you know, I post this on Sunday. The agenda will probably change a little bit between Sunday and Thursday or Friday. I've also put a link in here since it's the first week to student hours. So once a week, I'll make a new Google Doc. But if you click on this Google Doc, it takes you to this document. And what it says is Mr. Hare's student hours. So these are hours that I'm chilling on Zoom just for you, just to meet with you, to answer your questions, to chat, to check in, to better understand where you're coming from, or just to check in, right? And so this is the week of November 9th. There's a link right here, and you can just put your name right in there. You can sign up for 2 times if you really anticipate, okay, I'm going to really want to meet with Mr. Hare for a while. And more than one person can sign up for the same slot. I want to make that really clear. It actually makes my life a lot easier when more than one person signs up. So yeah, I want to really make sure that you have access to that. You know where to find that. And again, it's right here, student hours. Yeah. So Canvas is going to be the place to go for everything, right? So in modules, I haven't put in this module yet, but I'll put in a new module pretty soon with this slideshow that I'm showing you right now. And I'll include a link to this video that I'm recording right now. So I'll upload this video to YouTube and I'll include a link to that. So it's really easy to always look at previous classes. All right. So Canvas is the place to go. I might send you messages there, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll go ahead and pause recording for a little bit to see if you have any questions for me. Ok, donc voilà ce que nous allons faire en classe, en français 2, et ce sont des choses que nous allons utiliser dans Canvas. I would love to hear more about y'all, and so I've started working up kind of a form, a Google form, where I'll be asking you a little bit more about yourself. You know, your name may not match your name in PowerSchool, right? It may be a little bit different. So you can tell me your name. Oh, I'm seeing all kinds of great faces. Yay. Thank you so much. Oh, that's awesome. And I haven't finished it, so I'm still working on it. But I really look forward to learning a little bit more about you. It's kind of weird in virtual learning. We can't have that just dynamic exchange like we normally would in a classroom, but I'm gonna do everything I can to reach out to y'all and to kind of get to know you a little bit, especially because we haven't worked together before. So yeah. So for today, I'm mostly just gonna go through, oh, hey, seeing lots of cool faces. Today, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit, Monsieur R, qui est? And then tomorrow, I'll ask y'all to fill out that form and to let me know a little bit more about you. OK, donc Monsieur R, qui est? Qui suis-je? Who am I? All right, qui suis-je? All right, so Monsieur R. Voici Monsieur R. Il est chauve. Hein? Donc, c'est un peu ironique. Monsieur R, Monsieur cheveux. Je n'ai pas de cheveux. Hein? That way, I always have my hair, even if I don't have it on my head. At least it's in my name. Il est chauve. Il est chauve. Il a un gros nez. Il a un gros nez. Hein? Il a des lunettes. Il a des lunettes. Il a les yeux bleus. You can't quite see here, but il a les yeux bleus. Il a une barbe. Okay. So that's Mr. Hare. You'll see in the background, I'm actually at home right now. I'm quarantining after working the polls last week. I helped out with the vote. And then next week, you'll see me with a green screen behind me in the office. Okay, donc voilà, Monsieur R. I love my family. All right, so that's really important to me. You may recognize this person. This is Miss Punzel. She teaches art at Verona. And these are our cats. So this is Sumi. And Sumi is, it's a kind of ink. It's a Japanese watercolor ink that looks kind of gray-black. So we liked that. We thought that was a good name for him. And then Basquiat. And if you know who Basquiat is, send it in the chat. Jean-Michel Basquiat. This is a cat. This is our cat. But Jean-Michel Basquiat is a person who existed. And then these are my niece and nephew who live in California. So Gia and Mateo. And I play Pokemon cards with Mateo sometimes. So Gia and Mateo. I love playing games. So I don't know if y'all play games, but I definitely play a lot of video games and board games and stuff. Somebody asked me last class which villagers I have in Animal Crossing, and I totally forgot. I haven't played for at least 2 weeks. I've been playing a lot of Pokken Tournament, which is like Tekken, but with Pokemon. I know I have Julian, the unicorn. I love playing chess. I love playing board games. Hellblade is an amazing game. It's kind of intense if you're into that. And I play a lot of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And I help out with the D&D club with Mr. Waller, who's the other advisor to D&D club. So if you're looking to play some D&D, come through. This past weekend, I served at a convention where I played D&D for 4 hours on Thursday night. I led a game on Friday night for 4 hours, and then both Saturday and Sunday, I led 2 4-hour games. So 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours Sunday. It's kind of like being a teacher, I guess. I was DM. So I DM'd for 20 hours this past weekend. So I was wiped out after that. So yeah, so if you want to learn more about D&D, if you want to talk video games or anything, I'm your guy. I love philosophy. So I don't know if y'all know who James Baldwin is. He wrote The Fire Next Time, Notes on a Native Son, The Devil Finds Work. He's got some really fantastic ideas, and he grew up the son of a preacher. And so he's got a really great way with words. I like a lot of other folks too. I just thought that was a good example. Michel de Montaigne, I also like. He's an old dead white dude. He is a philosopher from the 16th century in France. And he looks very serious in this picture, but he's actually kind of a goofy guy. He was a little bit silly. And I love his ideas. I also practiced Buddhist meditation for about 10 years. I don't so much anymore, but I really, really like the philosophy and the ideas and stuff. So I really love philosophy. I lived in France for 2 years. So 1 year I lived in Bordeaux, which is in the southwest, right? Bordeaux, it's like the 5th biggest city in France. And then I taught for a year in Angers, which is a smaller town between Paris and Nantes. So I taught English. It was just kind of conversational English. Yeah. And then after living there for 2 years, I came to Wisconsin. But I grew up in California. So I grew up in the Bay Area. I grew up in Berkeley, or Albany, just north of Berkeley. So yeah. So that's a little bit about me, okay? If you want to learn more, there's a little bit more on our homepage. And I'm an open book, so you can always send me a question, right? So about my teacher. And I look forward to learning more about y'all too. I look forward to learning about your names, your pronouns, and then also like what you're into, what motivates you, what excites you about French, okay? Okay. Ok. Donc, révisons un petit peu. Révisons un peu de français. Ok. Donc, d'abord, on va commencer avec se présenter en français. Hein? So, what are some words we could use to introduce ourselves in French? If you're introducing yourself, what are some words you might say? If you're saying hi to somebody, or if you're asking them how they're doing, or you're saying your name or asking for their name. What are some words you might use? And you can put them in the chat if you want. You're welcome to speak up too if you like. But and in class, I'll do this a lot where I'll ask you, okay, what are some, I'll ask you a really specific question and I'll ask you to answer it in the chat for the most part. But you're also welcome to respond by unmuting. Bonjour, excellent. Somebody put bonjour, excellent, yeah. Bonjour. Comment tu t'appelles? Yeah. Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Excellent. Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Salut. 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 Comment ça va? Comment ça va? Très bien. Comment ça va? Ciao. Oui. Ciao. Hein? Ciao. Ciao. Salut et ciao sont très similaires. Okay. Salut. Ciao. Comment tu t'appelles? What if somebody asked you, comment tu t'appelles? How might you respond? What do you think? Do you remember? Comment tu t'appelles? Yeah, je m'appelle. Excellent. Awesome. Good work. Yeah, je m'appelle. Huh? Okay, so let's take a look at a dialogue and kind of refresh our memory with that. So if I could get 2 volunteers, I would love to get 2 volunteers to read the dialogue aloud, to unmute and practice their French a little bit. So I've got the dialogue all written up. And I would really, really love it if 2 folks stepped up and volunteered to practice some French after a long, long time of not speaking it. And I'll wait on y'all to raise your hands, I guess, or you can even unmute. Ok, donc ouais, super prononciation. Salut, salut, je m'appelle Amandine. Et toi, comment t'appelles-tu? Comment t'appelles-tu? Moi, je m'appelle Saïd. Okay, so you've got some words here. Salut. So let's practice a little bit of pronunciation. You can stay on mute and you can just practice this at home. I'm still figuring out this virtual learning thing. So I don't know if this is helpful. I hope it is, but it's tricky to figure out exactly how to do it. So we'll start with salut. Salut. And that's kind of like hi, right? hi, or hey, it's informal. And then bonjour, 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 hello, right? It's a little bit more formal. And then je m'appelle, je m'appelle. So we had je m'appelle Saïd. Je m'appelle Amandine. All right. And then there was the follow-up. Et toi? Et toi? And I really want to encourage that. It's a great way to keep the conversation going. A few of you said, oh, I want to learn how to have a conversation in French. One of the best ways to have a conversation is to throw it back to the other person. Et toi? And you? Et toi? Comment t'appelles-tu? So you could say, comment tu t'appelles? That works. Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Or you could say, comment t'appelles-tu? Comment t'appelles-tu? Comment t'appelles-tu? Moi, je m'appelle Saïd. Moi, je m'appelle Amandine. And then this is a great one. Ça va? Ça va? So what does ça va mean? What are we asking when we're asking ça va? Somebody said comment ça va in the chat. Ça va? What are we asking? Yeah. How are you feeling? How you doing? Right? Ça va? How you doing? So you can have a whole conversation just with that. It's not a very interesting one, but you could do it. Ça va? Ça va. Et toi? Ça va? Ça va. Right? Not terribly fascinating, but it's a conversation. That counts. That totally counts. Ça va? So ça va? You're asking a question. Ça va? You're answering. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Ça va. Okay, ça va. Or ouais, ça va. You could say oui, ça va bien. Saïd saying ça va bien. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Amandine saying oui, ça va. Oui, ça va. Okay. So tomorrow, I'm going to ask you to practice that a little bit. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we'll get there. And I just want to get y'all to practice that to get more and more comfortable with these things. Again, a lot of this you might have thought, oh, I forgot that. But maybe now that you're hearing it again, it's refreshing your memory. It's reminding you, oh, yeah, okay, I know this stuff. All right, and that's it for today. So I'm going to stop the recording. I'll say au revoir to the YouTube audience. Okay, au revoir.